shuttle trains to ease LIRR train trouble, but is it helping? What commuters need to know at 5. The First Alert Weather Team, giving you a heads up so you can plan ahead. Only on CBS 2.
Straight ahead on CBS 2 News at 5, the search for a suspected killer in a hazmat suit accused of robbing bodegas and how it's prompted new safety measures for small shops.
A sightseeing tour turns tragic when a small plane crashes on Long Island. What we're learning about the people on board.
And celebrating Purim, from street parades to community performances, the significance behind the holiday.
Plus, remembering Lou Costello, how the legendary comedian is being honored in his hometown in New Jersey. All next at 5.
It means so much to tell the stories from our own communities. I mean, I live here. So this affects me, this affects my family, it affects your families. And I think there's no way you can tell personal stories unless you live in the areas you're talking about.
Investigating whale deaths on the Jersey Shore. What experts are learning at 5.
Next, a mother killed by a hit-and-run driver.
I just hope that they get the person, because a piece of my heart is gone.
How family says she risked her own life to save her son.
After more fires caused by lithium-ion batteries, how the city plans to enforce safety rules.
And schedule changes to the LIRR after last week's chaos, but did it really make a difference?
And what the experts are saying about more whales washing up along the Jersey Shore. All coming up right here. CBS 2 News at 5 o'clock.
Next, ET.
Chris, they're ready for you.
Chris Rock's live comedy special addressing the Oscar slap. Plus,
we're focused on what's coming next.
Prince Harry's first event since he and Meghan were evicted from their UK home. And we're with the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson.
It should be more compassion and support.
Then Keanu Reeves back to his John Wick ways.
It's a thrill to get there and then do it.
Next, ET.
Tonight at 7:30 on CBS 2.
This is what we're talking about. This is what we don't want.
Masked up and committing crimes, bodega workers call for better protection after a deadly robbery spree. We talked to one worker who made it out alive.
A sightseeing tour ends in tragedy. What we're learning about the family on board a plane that crashed on Long Island.
Plus a yellow alert as we track snow heading our way to wind is timing out the storm. Good evening. I'm Christine Johnson.
I'm Maurice Dubois. We begin here with that robbery spree at bodegas across the city.
One worker on the Upper East Side killed on the job. And tonight, there is a manhunt for the suspect seen wearing this outfit, a white hazmat suit, and a mask. He is now linked to at least 4 robberies. And we're hearing from one bodega worker who came face to face with him and survived.
CBS 2's Christina Fan live on the Upper East Side right now with more. Christina.
Well, Maurice and Christine, that deli worker says he feels incredibly lucky to be alive after hearing what happened at this location on the Upper East Side. Police say the 67-year-old victim did everything the shooter told him to do, but was still shot in the head unprovoked. And officers say all the suspect made off with was a tray of lighters. And Mateo is also calling on bodega workers to install buzzer systems that would allow them to control who enters the business. But not everybody agrees that is the right solution to this problem. We will have more reaction coming up at 6. For now, reporting live from the Upper East Side, Christina Fan, CBS 2 News.
Okay, Christina, thank you.
And now to our weather. Some areas are getting ready for another round of snow heading our way tonight.
Lonnie Quinn here now with the yellow alert in our forecast, Lon.
Yeah, a yellow alert because this is a real modest amount of snow for anybody. But here's your picture outside right now. It is just gorgeous. Beautiful day, 51 degrees. Radar picture looks just fine. But look off to the west, around Williamsport, Pennsylvania. See a little bit of wintry mix out there, maybe a little raindrop here or there. That is going to be making its way into our area. And watch this. National Weather Service has already issued. All right, out around Williamsport, we've got a winter storm warning. But in our area, we have a winter weather advisory for Hunterdon and Warren counties until 7 o'clock in the morning. Here's your big picture showing you this is the slug of moisture. So there's not that much there to work with, but it is going to be making its way into our area as the temperatures get colder. So watch how it all plays out. It's initializing spot on, so this is pretty darn accurate. And here we go. Sometime around midnight or so, it's into our western suburbs with a light little snowflake. By about 3 o'clock in the morning, you are in the midst of it. I say in the midst of it because by 7 o'clock, it's offshore. Here's your picture at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we are done with it. Numbers are going to be on the modest side. I mean, around New York City, this area shaded in gray could be a trace to an inch. South and west, it's more like a 1 to 2 inch 2-inch range. And if you go well west, Williamsport, maybe into some of our western suburbs, like where we have that advisory, you could see maybe a 2-inch plus range, maybe 2 to 4 inches at best. Again, not a lot of here, but there's some. In the morning, I don't think it's going to be too much on the roadways, more on grassy surfaces. Guys, it's all yours.
Okay, Lonnie, thank you. And do stay with CBS 2 for your first alert forecast. As the snow moves in tonight, you can also get updates on our website, cbsnewyork.com.
A sightseeing tour turned tragic for a family from New Jersey.
There was a frantic Mayday call, and then a small plane crashed, killing one person, injuring 2 others. Happened on Sunday in Lindenhurst in Suffolk County. CBS 2's Jessica Moore has more on the investigation now.
After a week of commuter frustration, the Long Island Railroad has revamped its schedule again. Since the start of full service to Grand Central Madison, some Brooklyn-bound commuters faced additional travel time. So 3 more shuttle trains were added this morning for riders transferring at Jamaica, and more cars were added to some rush hour trains. Still, this afternoon, there was a rally at the Oyster Bay station against the new schedule. The town supervisor talked about the communities impacted.
Taxpayers footed the bill for the $11.1 billion project. Oyster Bay commuters were left with these service cuts and a proposed tax hike on top of it.
Coming up at 6, CBS 2's Dave Carlin will be live at Penn Station with reaction from riders on the evening commute.
Questions tonight over whether the battery was legal on an e-scooter that caused a massive fire in the Bronx.
And as CBS 2's Alice Gaynor reports, there have been more than 24 fires in the city caused by these kinds of batteries this year alone. The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for the safe release of 4 Americans kidnapped in Mexico. Video posted on Twitter appears to show the moment the Americans were abducted. This happened in Matamoros Friday, about a 12-minute drive from Brownsville, Texas. The FBI says the Americans entered Mexico in a white minivan with North Carolina license plates, and shortly after crossing the border, gunmen opened fire.
The FBI working very closely with other federal partners and Mexican law enforcement agencies to investigate this.
Today, Mexico's president said the Americans were there to buy medicine and ended up in the crossfire. This is part of Mexico under a level 4 do not travel advisory, which is the State Department's highest warning level.
He was an advocate for peace, against violence, but his loved ones say he died at the hands of the police.
Najee was out just to help his community. He was a good kid.
Coming up, the family of a Patterson man is speaking out about a deadly shooting.
Also ahead, another close call on the tarmac. What happened to a United Airlines flight that was headed to Newark?
And stranded and digging out for days. The areas out west hit with back-to-back snowstorms. Why it's not over yet.
Alec Murdaugh's new life behind bars. Can the wealthy lawyer just convicted of killing his wife and son survive his life sentence in state prison? Next, Inside Edition.
Tonight at 7, only on CBS 2. Programs to teach kids, help the homeless, aid the elderly, forced to shut down because the city didn't pay them on time.
We have organizations who are owed $20 or $30 million.
Why is red tape strangling local nonprofits? CBS 2's Marcia Kramer investigates tonight at 11.
3 people had to be rescued from a burning building in Jersey City, and tonight an 83-year-old woman and a 63-year-old woman are in serious condition. The fire spread through the 2-family home on Randolph Avenue this morning. No word on what caused it. The Red Cross is helping out 11 people who lived in the building.
We are hearing tonight from the family of a violence intervention activist who was shot and killed by Patterson police.
CBS 2's Christine Sloan spoke with the man's mother and cousin. And law enforcement sources tell CBS 2 police officers were wearing body cameras at the time.
Another close call on the tarmac, this time impacting a flight heading to our area. The United Airlines plane clipped at Boston's Logan International Airport just after 9 o'clock this morning. Airport officials say the plane was set to depart to Newark and was pushing back from the gate when it happened. The other plane was waiting to depart to Denver. No one was hurt.
Parts of California are digging out after back-to-back winter storms blasted the mountains with heavy snow. Some of those communities have already seen more than 30 inches over 24 hours, and more is coming. National Weather Service reports the Sierra Nevada mountain range could get up to 3 more feet of snow through tomorrow.
Yeah, last week we heard about families being stuck in their home for over a week over there. A lot of digging out to do.
That's how it snows in the Sierra.
It does.
Crazy.
In the meantime, we are watching some snow on the way here, but nothing like we just saw.
No, it's like, you know, we're talking little tiny amounts. Yeah, the snow story has been out west for this particular winter. What we've got right now, been a great looking day. It's a beautiful evening that lies ahead. 51 degrees, high temperatures around the area. Just about everybody into the 50s. Poughkeepsie 49, Monticello 41. Central Park hit 53, average is 46, so you're 7 degrees above the average. Biggest number, Lakehurst at 59, but look at Somerville. Somerville hit 55 degrees today, and I think you're right in the sweet spot to see some snow that falls during the overnight hours. And yet, 55 degrees today. You were over 50 yesterday. It's going to be tough with the roads being warmed for a couple of days to see that snow really make an impact on the driving conditions. Now, I think there'll be some slick spots perhaps, but I don't think there's going to be a big blockbuster storm. Here's what we're looking at. That little swath of moisture is going to follow that canal I've drawn for you. So for a place like, say, Dutchess County, I just don't think you're going to see anything out of this. I think the majority of it is going to be south and west of New York City. The numbers come together looking like this. The European is suggesting 0.7 in New York City, the biggest number, 2.3 in New Brunswick. Then I want to show you the NAM, maybe a little bit more bullish, putting 2.5 in New York City, the biggest number, a 3.6 in Morristown, 2.5 in New Brunswick. But again, a place like Morristown, you're going to be just about the bullseye for this. And again, that's really pulling out every bit of available moisture you have out of this system. We have issued a yellow alert, and I want to tell you why. It's yellow, not red, because this is not a huge system. All right, it's late this evening into early tomorrow morning. It's a quick hitter of snow, light accumulations, especially south and west, but there is the chance for a slick spot here or there Tuesday morning, especially if you're west of New York City or south of the area. By the time you get to the afternoon, we're looking at a temperature of around 45 degrees, so it's a little cooler than you were today, but again, some sunshine out there. Wind is an element tomorrow. Some gusts 25 to 40 miles per hour. So that's the way we see it, guys. It's a stormette.
Yeah.
Storm light.
Storm light, yeah.
You know, at best.
Not much to work with there, but we'll get a little bit out of it.
All right. Thank you, Lonnie.
Okay, guys.
Well, coming up on CBS News New York is one of the most common medical complaints, but not something to ignore. Dr. Nidhi Kumar is on call tonight, explaining the reasons for different kinds of headaches and how to treat them. That's ahead at 7:45 tonight. And later at 8:45, we speak with a host of Art Nation, a new docuseries doing a weekly deep dive into arts and culture. You can watch now as well as anytime and anywhere. Download the CBS News app and click live, or find us on Pluto TV and other streaming services.
Still ahead, celebrating Purim, what the Jewish holiday means and how giving back is part of the celebration.
Questions after more whales wash ashore in New Jersey. We talked with wildlife experts about why it keeps happening.
And then all new at 6, an asylum seeker's journey to the city, what she survived to get here and how she is working toward a better life for her family.
Trouble on the LIRR.
You didn't think that could get worse.
And CBS 2 News is getting you through it every step of the way with daily updates.
What they're doing to fix the problems.
Reporting every development and getting you answers. Stay with us for continuing coverage. Lonnie Quinn with your first alert weather on CBS 2.
Tonight, alarming data when it comes to suicide. Studies show the rates among young black people has nearly doubled since 2014.
As CBS 2's Christine Sloan reports, a mother who lost her son wants to make sure no other family goes through that pain. And parents are also advised to look for warning signs like outbursts and self-inflicted wounds or bruises. If you or someone you know is in need of mental health support, there is help available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 988 or the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Still to come here at 5:30. Her family says she risked her life to save her son. Tonight, but we're learning about a mother who was killed by a hit-and-run driver.
Also ahead, an unexpected visitor where this unwelcome guest was found.
Oh, and Ghostface is coming to the Big Apple. New York, the backdrop for the new Scream movie. We look back at the city's role in horror film history.
Tonight's primetime lineup is sponsored by Hospital for Special Surgery. HSS is #1 in the world for orthopedics, which means better care and better outcomes. And when you choose better, you move better. Learn more at hss.edu.
We are on your corner, and we're in your corner. We want the same things for your family as we want for our own.
Right now at 5:30, a community rocked by tragedy. A father takes his own life and his 6-year-old daughter found dead. How neighbors are remembering the family.
We just want justice for my mother. That's it. That's all we want. We just want justice because she did not deserve to die.
A woman hit and killed by a car is being called a hero tonight. How she was able to save her son. Good evening, I'm Maurice Dubois.
And I'm Christine Johnson. Welcome back. A hit-and-run driver struck and killed a mother of 6 and injured her son.
It happened in Coney Island on Friday evening. CBS 2's Dick Brennan has their families pleas for justice.
The fight against gun violence in Connecticut. State leaders and advocates gathered to push for Governor Ned Lamont's proposed legislation that would ban the open carry of firearms in public, limit handgun purchases to 1 per month, raise the minimum age to buy a firearm to 21 years old, and close loopholes in the state's assault weapons ban.
On the prevention and the intervention side for us, this work is real. And we can't sit back and wait for it to happen.
The murder of my parents has had a heartbreaking impact on my life. But perhaps the worst part of my story is that it is not unique.
The State Judiciary Committee reviewed the bill today and also heard testimony from both sides.
Tragic discovery on Long Island. A little child found dead in a West Babylon home along with her father, who died by suicide on Friday. CBS 2's Carolyn Gussoff reports on whether there were warning signs.
Still to come, from traditional costumes to delicious treats, we will tell you the history and traditions of Purim.
And how a legendary comedian was honored by his New Jersey hometown. It's next.
Coming up right here on the CBS Evening News. Moment on the Mexican border after 4 Americans were violently assaulted and kidnapped from their minivan. Were they targeted? The FBI now involved, and that's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
CBS New York celebrates Women's History Month.
We live in the communities we serve.
So you get the answers you need now.
Closed captioning on CBS 2 News is brought to you by your local tri-state GMC dealers.
The Jewish holiday of Purim begins at sundown. It commemorates the ancient story of Queen Esther, who saved the Jewish people from destruction.
As CBS 2's Lisa Rosner reports, dressing up, eating sweets, and giving back are all part of the celebration. And the holiday ends at sundown tomorrow.
Still to come here tonight, horror movie villain is taking his terror to Manhattan. See how Scream 6 is shaking up the franchise right here in our own backyard.
And it's going to be a slick morning. Of the tri-state. Lonnie Quinn returns with a look at your first alert forecast.
And Otis Livingston with a look ahead to 6 o'clock sports. Oh.
All right, the Jets are now hoping that Aaron Rodgers will make a decision pretty soon because one of their other top choices is off the board. Derek Carr goes from the AFC West to the NFC South, down in the Big Easy. And now the Jets are hoping Rodgers says yes to the Big Apple, specifically Florham Park. I'll tell you about a couple of other candidates coming up at 6.
Next at 6, crackdown on lithium-ion batteries after another massive fire in the city. Now officials calling on the feds. Plus, kidnapped and sent here, a family of asylum seekers tell CBS 2 their story of survival. Next at 6. They're people just like you who love weather. The CBS 2 Weather Watchers, reporting from their own backyards to our newscast. More power to get you the best forecast. The CBS 2 Weather Watchers, powered by ChevyOffers.com. First Alert Weather is powered by ChevyOffers.com.
Consumer alert tonight on a moving company accused of exploiting college students. The city's Department of Consumer and Worker Protection has filed a lawsuit against Dorm to Dorm. The company is accused of regularly failing to provide services that customers had paid for, making late pickups or deliveries, and misplacing or damaging possessions. We have reached out to Dorm for a comment, and we are yet to hear back.
On the Manhattan Bridge, hundreds marched calling for unemployment assistance for people with non-traditional jobs like freelancers and those who are self-employed. 3 years ago, a $2.1 billion excluded worker bill was passed to provide support for non-traditional workers. However, many say, and who received it, say that it was used up quickly. So they're seeking a more permanent solution, an annual $500 million unemployment bridge program. But they say for a second year in a row, Governor Hochul did not include it in her budget.
It was very hard, like in 2020, right, when the pandemic was there, everybody lost their job. Even like I used to work on a daily, I lost my job. I had no work. I was not getting any stimulus or benefit from the government. But I had to survive, I had to pay my rent.
These workers say they'll continue to try and push legislation forward before the April 1st deadline. We did reach out to the governor's office, but so far there has been no response.
A surprise visit on an unexpected scale as a snake had apparently entered a New Jersey apartment building, and so management called the police today. Officers got into the apartment. They say they found a 3-foot-long albino corn snake right there behind the fridge. Animal control from the Liberty Humane Society got it out and confirmed it's a pet. Doesn't look like one to me. It is currently in their care as they try to find the owner. This type of snake, we are told, is not venomous.
Would you scream if you saw that?
Probably. I'd be yelling pretty loud. Not for me.
Me too.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, you'd probably hear me down the hall, next building.
Down the street, everywhere.
Well, speaking of Scream, the latest Scream movie is set right here in the city.
And the big city is featured in the slasher film in a big way. CBS 2's John Diaz has a look back at the city's place in horror music history.
Scream 6 opens this Friday, March 10th. It is distributed by Paramount, the parent company of CBS 2.
Here's the thing. If you saw him on the street, right, what would you do? You'd probably just go.
Yeah, I wouldn't think much of it.
Just another guy on the street.
It's
true. You just shrug and keep it moving.
I mean, I've seen Big Bird walk down the hall.
We've seen naked cowboys and things. I mean, what? Just another guy.
Yeah, I don't think I'd blink.
Yeah, it might not work out well in the end with this one.
No.
I don't know. What would you do, Lon?
It would just, it's like Times Square.
Shrug it off.
Be real. It's just nothing else. I'm still thinking back about the snake behind the refrigerator.
Yeah.
That'd give me a little bit more of a...
That's a problem.
Of a jolt.
That's a real terror.
That is not good.
Yeah, and that's the real news story. Another one's a movie. But anyway, guys, what we've got for you is a little weather story to talk about. I want to start off with this picture. All right, look how pretty that is. The sun is setting. Think about this. This weekend, KJ, we spring forward with the clocks. So next week, yeah, she just said to me, what? This weekend we spring forward, which means, Cage, on Monday of next week, this time, the sun will set at 7 p.m.
Nice. I like that.
I do, too. Mo, you always like getting that extra hour of sleep, though.
Yeah, this is going in the wrong direction.
Wrong direction. So, all right, here's our picture right now. Let's jump right into everything. It's a beautiful evening, 51. It's been a great-looking day out there. 51 is the high temp of the day. 47 should be your high. Above that, taking a look at how we see things working out. We do have a yellow alert that goes into effect late tonight into early tomorrow morning for some light snow overnight. But this is light snow, maybe a coating to 2 inches for some areas, primarily south and west of us. There could be a 2 to 4 inch range as you go well into our western suburbs. It's a little narrow band that's going to clip our area. Comes in, it comes out pretty quickly. Stays breezy and colder for Tuesday and for Wednesday. We're back to talking wind chills, and we are eyeing another precipitation maker, potentially wintry precipitation maker, by the time we get to the weekend. So sit tight on all that. We're going to keep an eye on that one to see if it really comes into focus. Right now, it's a possibility. If you're wondering, well, what's up with that? Aren't we getting ready for spring? We are getting ready for spring, but it's not here yet. I just sort of, opened the eyes of KJ saying, hey, we're springing forward with the clocks on Saturday. Spring will officially start 2 weeks from today. Will be the spring season. Here's what I've got for you on the 7-day forecast. So that yellow alert for some modest amounts of snow, especially south and west. Could be some slick spots in the morning. That's why this is a yellow alert. 45 Tuesday, 48 Wednesday. Both days are breezy with wind chills. 49 Thursday, kind of a similar story. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday late into Saturday, and then maybe Saturday late into Sunday. There is another system that could give us some wintry precipitation. We'll keep an eye on that one for you. And then remember, this weekend, when you go to bed, you spring forward.
So we lose an hour of sleep this time.
Correct. I think spring itself started in January this year.
It does seem
like the way it's been going.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the snow that we're getting, maybe we'll get a little bit more on our 2.2 that we've got right now, which is so shy from where we should be. Meanwhile, they're measuring the snow out west in tens of feet.
Yeah. Whole other
disparity.
Story. Yeah. All right, thank you.
Today would have been legendary comedian Lou Costello's 117th birthday.
In honor of his life, Paterson, New Jersey celebrated in a big way. He often mentioned his hometown in movies and on TV. And today, the city unveiled a new portrait and served up some birthday cake.
Lou Costello always used to ask, who's on first? And today on his birthday, I think we can clearly say, Lou is on first.
Yes, he is. The new memorial park that bears his name includes Paterson's first playground that accommodates children with special needs.
Still to come here tonight, whale deaths on the rise. So what or who is to blame? The answer is right off the coast. An expert.
Then all new at 6 o'clock, less than 24 hours into service changes, why commuters are saying the Long Island Railroad still hasn't done enough.
A lot of news happens in the morning,
A water crisis in Hoboken.
and CBS 2 News is there
What can commuters expect today?
We've got some light snow and also some sleet.
to give you all the info you need to start your day. The city's new push to prevent more massive fires. What's happening? Next at 6.
Another dead whale washed up along the Jersey shore, and still so many questions looming about the cause of the incredible number of strandings.
CBS 2's Vanessa Murdoch spoke with a whale research group to learn what could be happening at sea. Thank you for watching the news here at 5 on CBS 2 and streaming on CBS. Christine.
News at 6 starts right now with Dick Brennan and Dana Tyler.